Hello, welcome back to Consumed by Stars. This is the second of the Five Flames poetry reading series that I'm doing. If you are new to this channel, this very small channel, I read from my poetry collection Yellow and Blue, and I also have a lot of new poems that I've been writing since moving here, but I'm going to wait until I can share those on my Instagram page before I read those here. I'll be off of Instagram and Facebook and those forms of social media for another few days. I'm almost done with my 4 weeks off the grid. I'm so excited. I'm going to be filming a video about my experience and if I would recommend for other people to do it if they have the means. I've got a lot of mixed feelings about this month that I have spent very much in solitude, but that'll be in the next video or in a couple videos. But before I begin, get all cozy. I always like to say that because I think when you're listening to someone read poetry or just read in general, it's nice to be in a relaxed sort of state. And also, shout out to this necklace. I like throwing in a little outfit detail in each video because this goes to writing, so this is relevant to my channel. When writing characters, I think it's so key to develop them in every way, so not just their gestures and phrases they use a lot, but also things they might wear often. So this necklace I got when I went on a solo walk, which I did a lot when I lived in Copenhagen for a few months, and I stumbled upon a little antique shop that was down a few stairs, so it was kind of underground right off the main road. And I found this necklace and got it for, I think, 20 kroner, which is cheap. It was a steal. Whatever it was a steal. If 20 kroner isn't a steal, then that means I'm remembering the number wrong. But this necklace is really meaningful to me. It's rusted a bit and has lost its color. It used to be more gold, but it is a piece of my heart. And there's a heart, haha. So yeah, I just think that when you're writing, remember that your characters are people like you, and if you have tokens of your past and your family and your history, you should also have your character have things like that to really make them feel real and believable for the reader. So there's a little writing tip to throw that in there. So thank you for joining me, and let's begin. Today, I thought I would start by reading nature poems. I might just read from my nature section for the whole day because I'm wearing floral. I mean, I kind of always wear floral, but I just feel like today's a good day to read some nature stuff. I've said in basically all of my videos ever how inspiring nature is for my writing and how just enlivening it is, and how much happier I am when I step outside for a moment and am with the trees and the wildflowers, which is one of the reasons why I love living in Vermont right now. Here is the first poem in my nature section, and it's a bit of a shorty, not like a girl, like a shorty, like a short poem. Oh, and it has no title because I have poems with each subheading of the yellow and blue sections, and those are titleless poems. It's at sunset, I wish to run to a place full of empty, rattling with it. No people to greet, just me, nested among the unfurled, unfurling still, beating green and petaled, untethered for a few days, or at least until sunrise. So that concept of wanting to be completely alone and detached from humans, basically, for a small stretch of time is something that I used to feel a lot until moving somewhere alone because I love my friends and family. I have quite a large network of close friends, and I am very close with my family. Prior to this, the only time I'd ever lived alone, like not in a college dorm or an apartment with people, was when I lived in New York City, but living in New York City where I had a lot of friends living around me, even if they weren't in the same apartment building, didn't feel like I was alone. I saw people every single day, except maybe a lazy Sunday or something like that. And I met friends all the time. I would have friends at my internship at this magazine. I would always think, oh, I love everyone, but for a second, I just don't want to have any strings. I don't want to have any commitments. I don't want to have to think, oh man, I should reach out to that person because I haven't talked to them in a while and I don't want to lose that friendship. Or, oh man, I haven't called this person in a while and I don't want them to think that I don't think they're important to my life. That was poorly phrased, but basically I'm always trying to stay connected to everyone because I really value friendships, and I don't want to wake up one day and not have my friends because I didn't make an effort. And I know that won't actually happen because my closest friends also make an effort, and going a few weeks without talking doesn't suddenly erase that friendship. But sometimes as an overthinker, it feels that way. So I get stressed out about maintaining friendships, and I just think, oh, I just don't want to have any friends. For a few days, I just don't want to have family, don't want to have friends. I want to be alone in nature and just be with myself and have that time where I don't have to worry about so-and-so and try to help so-and-so and laugh with so-and-so. Just basically be just with myself. That was a really long-winded explanation. But now, after living alone for almost a month and not talking to any of my friends and family other than a few emails, I have not felt this way once. I've been starving for attention. Not attention, but, just having that back and forth, the rapport with these people that I've built it up with for so many years. And I have not wished, oh man, I'd like to keep being alone. I'm really ready to get to talk to my friends again, not in person because of COVID, but just I didn't realize until now, which I'll go into more in my video about the month off the grid, how much technology really does help and stands as a replacement for in-person contact. It makes a world of a difference, and I appreciated, but I have an even higher appreciation now. And yeah, that was like the longest explanation I ever could have given for this super short poem. Sorry, I talk a lot. So moving on to the next poem, I'm going to read For the Love of Green, which is another ode to nature. And it's sort of about, the poem will be self-explanatory, but I love explaining things and elaborating. So to elaborate, it's basically about loving nature versus love, romantic love. And it's a kind of love that has always been really, really a part of my life and a part of a lot of people's lives, I think. So here you go. Here I go. For the love of green. I'd like to write of love not shared by star-crossed limbs, stealing nights, tangling sheets. Rather of the kind whispered in secret by willow trees leaning, caressing leaves, cardinals in a chase round maples, streaking sky hollyberry red. The hushed buzz of honeybees and rush of rabbits down rich mulch. This humble love, oftentimes unseen, between creatures much smaller than us. The trembling grass, a union of dark green, sheltering wish weeds precious as flowers, bulbous ants clambering up the tips to the sun before their grassy perches dip. There is love in all of this. I love nature. I don't know what that is, but yeah. So I'm a big fan of the grass, and I think ants are pretty cute. I mean, I don't want them crawling around my house, but when I'm outside, I will happily let an ant crawl on my leg or foot. Maybe that's weird, but I kind of like watching it. I have a poem that I actually wrote about an ant, but it wasn't that good, so I didn't include it in this, but still, cool stuff. And I like ladybugs and many little creatures. I hate spiders. I saw the creepiest, biggest spider on my balcony, and I haven't gone on my balcony since, and that was 2 days ago. And I need to water my Dipladenia, but I don't want to because I don't want to see the spider again. Because when I try to sleep at night and I close my eyes, the first thing I think about is whatever scary thing I saw in the day. This is why I don't watch horror movies. If I watch something scary, the second I close my eyes, boom, murderous person in my vision, like a clown or whatever. So if I see a spider that day, first thing in my mind when I try to sleep, spider. And then they'll be in my dream and I'll have a nightmare and yada yada. But basically, I need to go outside and water my plants, but I can't because there's a really, it's like this big. I'm not even joking. This is a tangent. Moving on from spider talk. I hope this doesn't place a spider into your dreams tonight. Apologies if it does. So this next one, another nature one, I am going to stick with the nature theme today, is one of my favorites. I went outside in my backyard a few months ago and noticed we had a million lilies of the valley. I don't know if you make that plural or if you just say lily of the valley. You must say lilies of the valley, whatever. But they were all over, and I just thought, wow, this is one of the most beautiful and delicate little flowers I've ever seen. And I hadn't really noticed them growing in my backyard before because, again, due to COVID, I spent a lot more time in my backyard versus just going out with friends to various places, which I was really grateful for. Getting to see the procession of the seasons and actually see things bloom in real time was an amazing experience. But this is about a lily of the valley that I took a picture of and then immediately went inside and wrote a poem about it. Classic. Lily of the valley, why do you delicately droop when your petals are pure enough to rival the skin of snow white, and you curl at the edges like a wedding gown flounce of a fleeing bride? Is it because you look like a bell but cannot ring any note? Or do you peer down gladly to watch yourself grow? I like that one. My granny liked it too. She also wasn't sure about why I jammed snow and white, so we had a fun convo about it. Shout out, Granny. Love ya. Here is a poem about skiing, which incorporates a little bit of Greek mythology because I reference Greek mythology in basically everything I ever write because I'm obsessed with Greek mythology. And if you know me, you know that I love skiing. It's one of the few sports that I'm relatively good at. I was never a racer, my brother was, but I would always be there when we had to come for the weekend for his ski races. I would obviously be skiing too. My whole family would be. So I've been skiing since I was 4. And as I get older, I notice I become a little more timid, where when I start to go too fast over the hills and my skis lift up a bit, I immediately slow down and make my turns wider. And I wish I could just let go. I let go sometimes and just fly. And those moments of letting go, when the mountain's not super full, crowded is a better word, when the mountain's not super crowded and it's that perfect snow where it's the corduroy from the snowcats in the morning, you get the first fresh tracks and you can just carve right through. Oh my gosh, that's literally top 5 feelings in the entire world for me. There's nothing like it. It's the closest. Well, I'm about to list lines from this poem, so I'm just going to read the poem and shut up because that's what I need to do more often. Here we go. Flying is second nature to me, though I never leave the ground unless the air sweeps me up over a hill rise. My feet are winged like Hermes, featherless, not white. They are slender, boasting Tyrian purple, bright pink, and blue. Underneath, they're waxed for speed. I carve their edges through snow. I glide with them as my guide, Beating wind in my race to the bottom I fly. Curved are lips and turns, free is the soft wing sound that delighted sugar sing. This must be a version of Elysium up here, one for the living, a paradise of pines. There's an annoying fly stuck in my window and it won't stop buzzing. So I'm sorry if you're hearing a stupid buzzing in the background. It's literally driving me mad. I feel like I'm like a fly killing ninja now because so many get in from outside in Vermont apparently. And I hate it. So yeah, skiing. Comment down below if you also love skiing. I've had a lot of fun moments teaching my friends how to ski, like my friend Anushka and my friends Dana and MC, and just a lot of good ski memories. I figured to make up for my blabbering, I would read a short one. So this one, speaking of ladybugs, as I said earlier, I wrote this when I was sitting on my rug back at home, and I found a little ladybug a little ladybug wing, and I was taken with it. I thought this whole story up in my head about this ladybug, so I wrote a tiny little piece of that. Ladybug. A ladybug lost her wing on my rug, or left it for me, all pristine, like a nail-painted ruby with shellac. Spotted black, of course, smaller than a pinky. I wonder if she'll want it back. The end. That's a little snappy one. My aunt told me I should name it Ladybug, so I did for her. Shout out to Auntie. And also I feel like my hands are shaking because I drank a lot of espresso earlier. Nice. That is all, friends. Thank you for joining me for 5 Flames. Flames? Why can't I talk today? Oh my god. For 5 Flames segment 2. I will be posting another one of these in a couple weeks, and soon I will be back on Instagram, so catch me at Ashley Bree Writes, and I'll be posting a lot more there and telling you when I'll be making these YouTube videos and asking you guys what topics you'd like me to cover about writing or what things you'd like me to read. I'm also open to reading more Virginia Woolf stuff or other authors that are dead so I don't get sued for reading their stuff online. So some oldies but goodies. I legit almost tripped when I was getting this candle. I would have just set my bedroom on fire. That would have been great. Make some drama for the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on Consumed by Stars. Oh, it didn't work.